Start recording. Stop recording. Button.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Thomas here with Doing Everything Blind. Welcome back to the second episode of the Thomas and Haley Show. We're sorry we are not able to do a stream tonight because StreamYard is acting like a dickwad. No, StreamYard is acting up. So welcome back to the second episode. In this episode of the Thomas and Haley Show, we're going to talk about dating someone sighted versus someone blind, and what are the pros. I want to talk about what the pros and cons are with dating someone sighted, or and the pros and cons with dating someone blind or visually impaired. But first and foremost, we'll tell you guys how our days were very quickly. How was your day today?
My day was good.
And my day was good too. All right.
There you go.
So that's the way it should be done. All right. So,
Stupid.
very. So so I have never dated someone sighted, although I would not mind dating someone sighted at all. And the reasons I'll talk about the pros first. So the pros, the reason why I would personally want to date someone sighted is because, and especially if the person's local, which I'm done with long distance, so hopefully the next person I date is in my local area, or at least in my state. But they can come and see me. You know, they can come in and see me. And we could actually, go out together, get a cup of coffee or whatever, if you're dating someone who's blind, it's not like they can come and pick you up and take you out. You guys can't go out together. I mean, you can, but, you gotta call, you gotta take a Uber or, something else. If you guys are in the same state, of course. But if you're dating someone sighted, you could just simply call the person and say, hey, you want to get together, and if you're blind and if she's sighted, or vice versa, if you're blind and he's sighted, if you're a girl and if you're a woman and if your significant other is sighted, then you could just simply call him and say, hey, you want to get together, and he or she could come pick you up. One of the cons of dating someone sighted is obviously they can see what you're doing, right? So if you feel like picking your nose, that person can see you picking your nose. That's the least gross thing I could think of saying. I know it might be gross, but oh well. You get the point. Anything you want to say? Haley?
I was letting you talk, so I wasn't paying attention.
I just said, is there anything you want to say?
So in my case, of course, I have a boyfriend now, and I love him to death, and he's low vision, which means he can read large print, and he only has to use like a cane, like at nighttime when he can't see, like what he already can.
Okay.
So I would never date a sighted person because
really,
I'm already with someone, and
yeah.
I'm not planning to leave.
No, of course not.
However, during my first relationship and my current one, they both have way more vision than me.
Really?
They're both low vision. They can both read large print. I can't see anything. So,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, but let's just say, in general, if I didn't go to a blind school and I went to a public school, would I date a sighted person? Absolutely, because one, that would kind of be my only option because there would most likely be no blind people there, and also they would have the experience of knowing someone and being in a relationship with someone who is blind, and they can learn from you. They can learn about your visual impairment, any other information you want to share that they may not know.
Yeah. Now, do you have any cons that you might think of, like versus dating someone sighted or blind or visually impaired?
So con-wise is that sighted people. Now, of course, in my opinion, actions speak louder than words. So just because, like, if you're totally blind, you're dating a sighted person, they may say they love you, but their actions can tell you otherwise. Them not calling you, them not texting you, or like Thomas would say, not sticking to your regular scheduled routines, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Those types of things.
Guys.
And then you would get suspicious about it. So therefore, you would have, like, if you really want to date a sighted person, you had to have some trust to begin with. And this is just in general. And another thing with a sighted person is that they said they would, like everyone would say, oh, I'll never lie to you. I'll never do you wrong. Guys, no matter if you're dating someone who's sighted or not, there will be a little string of lies every now and then. There really shouldn't be, but there is. And when there is, just sit down and have a chat with them.
A serious chat.
And if they say something like, oh, I didn't do that. Dude, I'm blind. I'm not stupid. Like, you can figure these things out. Yeah. Whether if you're asking another sighted person to look into stuff or figuring it out on your own. I mean, again, we're blind. We're not stupid.
Right.
So and it's the same thing with blind people. Like, don't date someone who's blind or visually impaired because, hey, I'm only dating them because they're just like me. No. No. Zilch. Zero. That's not what you do. If you date someone because you want to get to know them, you want to, like, envision yourself, like, spend the rest of your life with that person, yada, yada, yada. There's a bunch of things you want to think about. But don't say, I'm only dating them because they like chocolate chip cookie dough.
Yeah.
What? No.
And don't
date someone for who they really are. So.
Well said. And don't date someone just to be in a relationship. You want to be in a relationship with somebody because you love the person. I'm glad you brought up the point about schedule and routine. Guys, listen up. I've said this in so many other videos. If you two are the type of two people who talk every day, and if you guys both have busy schedules, or if your boyfriend has a busy schedule, or if your girlfriend has a busy schedule, make a schedule for when you guys can talk. Maybe you guys can text a lot during the day and FaceTime at night, for example, every night, if it's a long-distance relationship. But here's the key. You two need to stick to the schedule that you guys made, unless something comes up important that you guys, let's just say if it's Monday night, right? And you're supposed to FaceTime with your baby boo, aka significant other half at, I don't know, 9 o'clock. And she doesn't communicate with you or text you and say, I'm sorry, but I can't FaceTime with you at 9 o'clock because something came up. That's not good. And if it keeps happening, you need to address it immediately. Because if you guys have a schedule where you guys are going to talk every night, let's just say at 9 o'clock, for example, then you and her both need to stick to that schedule unless something important comes up. And I'm not just talking about hanging out with your friends. I'm talking about schoolwork or work or whatever it might be. I mean, hanging out, don't get me wrong, hanging out with your friends is important, but that's not a good reason to cancel on talking to your other half, because you know what? Guess what? Your other half should be your first priority. Fuck everything else. Seriously. Your significant other should be your first priority. Your other half should come, your other half should come, or what is this thing I'm trying, your other half, you should put your other half before anything else is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, getting back to the scheduling stuff. So if you guys have a set schedule to where when you guys are going to talk, whether it's during the day or at night, stick to the schedule. And if your other half is not sticking to the schedule, and if your other half is not communicating with you, and it's happening consistently, then you need to have a serious chat with your other half. Okay, now that that's out of the way, anything else that you want to say on this subject, though? I said, is there anything else that you want to say about this subject? Dating versus blind, cited, pros, cons.
Again, I'll just say this in the summary version. Whether if you're dating someone who's blind or sighted, there has to be trust built from the beginning and beyond.
Yep.
The trust will never end, and if there's no trust, the relationship does not exist. It's meaningless.
Exactly.
Another thing in a summary term is that, again, and actually I didn't say this, but I'll say it now. Back to the scheduling part. If you're so concerned that your significant other's gonna be so ticked off at you because like you don't want to stick to the regular schedule that you made before, blah blah blah, and you wanna change it up to make it more convenient for you, and hopefully he'll be okay with that person. Then communicate with them. They're not gonna know if you don't say anything. Like don't just change up the schedule. Say, hey, I decided I'm gonna do that. You didn't tell me about that.
Right. Yeah.
So again, compromise. Make sure you guys can both come up with a better solution, and just please communicate. I beg to differ.
Communication is key in a relationship.
Yes.
Now, for those of you who don't, my new subscribers, for you new subscribers who don't know me well, Haley can tell you this. All my friends can tell you guys this. Having a schedule and having a routine is very important for me. I am a very structured person. I like a schedule. I like having a routine. So if I'm in a relationship with someone, I want to know what's happening. I want to know if they're going to be busy. Like let's just say if I was in a long distance relationship right now. Well, obviously, if they were busy, of course I'd understand, but I would need to know when they are busy, when they can't talk, and when they can talk. So that's the thing. If you're in a long distance relationship right now, if you're somebody who is listening to this video or watching this video right now, and if you're in a long distance relationship, I'm just using a long distance relationship for an example. And if your significant other is not communicating with you, about the fact that, maybe they can't talk at this particular time, then don't just let it go to the wayside. Don't just let it go. You got to talk to them and say, well, why are you not communicating? Why are you not communicating with me? And hopefully they'll, not say, I don't know. No, hopefully they'll tell you, why. They should tell you why. And if like Haley said, if their schedule doesn't work with your schedule, or like if they're busy at a certain time, then pick another time when you guys can talk. The key is work it out. Work it out. Communicate with each other and work things out. If there's a certain time where you guys can't talk, then your significant other needs to communicate that to you. And if there's a certain time that you can't talk to your significant other, you need to communicate that to your significant other. So it goes both ways, folks. It goes both ways. So if there's... Go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say another thing that I would suggest is that if your significant other wants space, whether if it's in person or whether if it's whether if it's long distance, don't go, but I love you so much that we would spend every single time, every single minute of the day. No.
Yeah, because if you don't give them space, the relationship, that could hurt your relationship and it might end. So give them space.
And what I mean by giving them space is that if you guys are on FaceTime, you guys can stay online. Of course, like walk out the room or something. But if the person wants to hang up and call you later,
let them hang up.
Call you later. Don't say, "Oh, but I can walk out of the room."
Yeah, that's a good point. Yes, if
them space.
Right, like let's just say, for example, for shits and giggles, that it's a long distance relationship and you and your significant other want to be on FaceTime 24/7, right? Never hang up, right? So, like, let's just say if they have two devices. Let's just say if they have an iPhone and an iPad. Let's just say if they have you on their iPad all the time. And they say one day, this is getting to be too much, being on FaceTime 24/7. We can still FaceTime every day, and we can still sleep on FaceTime every night if that's what you guys do. But can we, just keep our FaceTime calls tonight or at night, every night, and we can hang up, when we get up in the morning, and we can get back on the call at night. That's a reasonable thing to do. So, yeah, there you go. So I have experience with being on FaceTime 24/7. So I know what it's like, I'm not just talking out of my ass, I know what it's like to be on FaceTime 24/7. It's nice, but like, for example, when I dated my ex Megan, not my current ex Megan, but the Megan that I dated from Canada, she wanted to be on FaceTime 24/7, and for a while it was nice, but towards the end of the relationship, it got to be a little too much for me. So I suggested to her, why don't we do this? I said, Megan, why don't we do this? Why don't we FaceTime every night? We can just keep our FaceTime calls to at night, and sleep. We can sleep on FaceTime, and every morning we can get off FaceTime. I said to her, every morning we can get off FaceTime when we wake up, and then every night we can get back on the call. She said no. So guys, it's all about compromising. But if that's what your significant other suggests to you, the FaceTime thing, like if she or he says, well, FaceTiming 24/7 is getting a little too much for me, can we just keep our FaceTime calls to every night, and we can sleep on FaceTime, and then we can get off FaceTime after when we wake up in the morning, and we can get back on the call at night. If that's what they want to do, then respect that and do it.
Exactly.
What happens, guys, is when you're on FaceTime 24/7, what can happen, I shouldn't say what happens, but what can happen with at least some people is you get so attached to that person, because when you're if you're on FaceTime with somebody, with your significant other, 24/7, what can happen is you can get so attached that when they ask to that person, when they ask for space, you might not want to give it to them, because you couldn't imagine, oh my God, getting off the call, you know what I mean? Because that can happen, it's that can happen. You can get so attached to that person that when they might ask for space, or when they ask for space, you might say no, because you're so attached to your significant other, you couldn't imagine being off the call. So that happens. But you got to respect, I'm glad Haley brought up the space thing, and don't be afraid of the word space. Don't be afraid of the word space. And if your significant other, I want to bring this up too. I want to talk about this too. If your significant other says, "I want space," clarify with them and say, "What do you mean by space?" That's what you got to do, or that's what you should do. You should clarify. What do you mean by space? Because
Do you mean like the physical term of staying 20 feet away from
No.
What do you mean by stuff like that?
Because
giving examples.
No, yeah, because if you're in a relationship, or if you're in a long distance relationship, space can mean I want space, we're done, or the relationship is over, or I need space, from being on, let's just say, FaceTime all the time. So clarify what they mean by space. Just say, what do you mean by space? So there's that.
Or if you want time for yourself for a few hours, that too.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
And if your significant other wants time to themselves, even just for a few hours, you have to respect that, or your relationship might end. So the thing is, if they ask for space, clarify what space means, and then give them the space they need. Unless, of course, if they say we're done, then obviously,
You're done.
Yeah, you're done. The relationship is done. But if they mean space like cutting back on FaceTime, then if that's what they want, then, if they want space, you got to give them space.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad you brought that up. Good point, broski. Good point.
Thank you.
Anything else?
No. We just hope that these tips help. Whether if you're gonna date someone cited or blind or visually impaired, and hey, you treat them with respect. Hopefully, they'll do the same. If not, then
Leave.
They're not. They're not the one for you. You just gotta keep looking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for... Is there anything else you want to say besides that, or no?
I have no clue what we're going to be talking about next, so we can't go back and look and listen to this video because we haven't discussed that yet. So
no, but
yeah.
I want to apologize for two things. I want to apologize that we didn't go live at 2 o'clock, or that we didn't do the show at 2 o'clock. Something came up with Haley. Bella was trying to help her edit the video that she did this afternoon, and it took longer than Haley expected it was going to take. And tonight I wanted to go live, but StreamYard is not letting me create a broadcast, so I have to figure that out.
Honestly, Thomas, I think even if we try to do it at 2, you probably would not have been able to go live anyways.
No, I wasn't able to.
No, I'm saying even if we tried to do it at 2 o'clock, you probably would not have been able to. So that would not have been any different.
No, I wasn't able to go live because it wasn't working.
Okay, he's not hearing me, guys, so it's okay.
I'm hearing you. Okay, guys.
Not really, but that's all right.
I'm hearing you. We'll see you guys next Sunday, hopefully at 2 o'clock. I say hopefully because hopefully nothing will come up on Haley's end. But anyway, we'll see you guys next Sunday at 2. And a couple things here. Please don't forget, about the general topics, which is going to be next Sunday. I don't know what they're talking about, so there's that.
Yeah, we don't know that yet.
And also, I'll see you guys on Nikki's channel on Friday at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what else? We will see you guys tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for the keyboard video. And hopefully Haley will be able to do the video with Nikki and I. Oh, no, not 8 o'clock. I'm sorry. Nikki has her staff tomorrow night, so I don't know what time we're doing my video tomorrow night. We're definitely doing it tomorrow night. I just don't know what time. I'm trying to think anything else here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Or listening to this video. I hope this video helps. And hopefully next Sunday I will be able to go live.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Not sure how to fix the problem with StreamYard, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway,
Take care, guys.
And thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel, Doing Everything Blind. And please subscribe to Haley's channel, Talented HV. And please subscribe to Nikki's Fun Adventures.
Yes.
And Kyle Chelino. Y'all take care.